Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a Revolting review. I'm Random Ross, and today a review. I know what you did last summer. Yes, with the requel, I know what you did last summer on the horizon, I thought I'd revisit the first two movies and just the first two movies because the third one isn't canon, and I've never bothered with that one anyway because I've been told it's bad. So yeah, the 1997 original, I Know What You Did Last Summer. So this is written by Kevin Williamson of Scream and is based on the novel of the same name by Lois Duncan and directed by Jim Gillespie. Starring Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillip, Freddie Prinz Jr., Johnny Galecki, and Bridget Wilson. So this is, first we see this set on July 4th, 96, where a group of friends, Julie and Helen and Brian and Ray and some other guy are on this joyride, and then of course they accidentally run over some guy, and in a blind panic they think if this gets out, their future is over, and being selfish and worrying more about their future, they decide to dispose of the body. Only for the next summer, they get messages saying, "I know what you did last summer," and they then start getting picked off one by one by a fisherman with a hook, who is caught, of course, is Ben Willis, who gains his revenge because it was him they hit, and he's getting revenge for leaving him for dead. And of course, they, it's our usual slasher movie. So what did I like about this movie? Well, it's coming out in July, the new one. This one came out in October of 97, but it's set around the holiday of July 4th. In Britain, we don't have Independence Day on July 4th. To us, July 4th is just a regular summer day. But yeah, I like the Americanism of it and stuff. And, the slasher vibes. I actually knew of this movie's existence from Scary Movie. In fact, when I watched this one for the first time ever, I was like, this is just like Scary Movie because they were ripping that film off. I also thought the fisherman was a good villain, I mean, like, I get where this guy's coming from. If I was being left for dead by careless teenagers, I'd be pissed as well. But yeah, this big, the hook. Of course, another horror villain is known for killing with a hook. Candyman, of course. Rest in peace, Tony Todd. But yeah, I liked Ben Willis. I also like the characters like Julie James and her boyfriend Ray Bronson in this. We also get Sarah Michelle Gellar, who at that time was starting her tenure in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but back then she was pretty much known as like a scream queen, appearing in two horror films that year. I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream 2, where in both of those flicks she meets her demise. In this one, I Know What You Did Last Summer, she pretty much makes a good getaway, but then when she's steps away from safety, she has to look back, and then of course fall victim to the fish hook. But again, you can't blame her. I also liked that this had Johnny Galecki in it, which was long before The Big Bang Theory, 10 years before The Big Bang Theory, before I knew him as Leonard. But yeah, he has had quite the acting career before that. Like, he was Russ Griswold in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and he was in Bean, as in the Mr. Bean movie, as a biker guy. Yeah. And yeah, he was in this. Of course, he meets his maker in this as too, because he just gets in the way as collateral damage. I also like Freddie Prinz Jr. in this as well. In fact, I think this is the movie where Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinz Jr. started dating, and they are currently married to this day. And Freddie Prinz Jr. is reprising his role as Ray after all these years. And of course, we also have Jennifer Love Hewitt returning as Julie James. Julie James, is one of the final girls. She you kind of root for her But then, of course, at the end, when they manage to overpower Ben Willis, his hand gets blown off or shot off. Well, his hand comes off and is then seen to be dead. Only a year later, we get that final jump scare where he's actually alive and he gets Julie. Of course, that all reveals to be a nightmare for the next film, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which we'll get to. But yeah, I like the 90s nostalgia. You know, this was pretty much the time where the slasher genre was being, sort of revitalized thanks to Scream the year before. And yeah, it's a good slasher summer movie. Has a good cast, has some good mystery going on. Of course, we all know at this point slasher movies have been done to death, but I don't care. I personally love a good slasher movie, whether it's original or not. You know, especially when you know all the cliches that are coming. I just watch them for the joy of it and just to switch my mind off to it all and think, oh no, don't go in there. But yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is my girlfriend and her sister's favourite horror movie, and they're eager to see this new one that's coming out. So yeah, I mean, there were a few bits in there that I guess I didn't like, some slow burns, but some of these characters you think they got it coming because, you know, of their irresponsibility and their selfishness. But yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. What am I going to rate this one? I will give it, I think I'll give this one 4 stabs out of 5. Yeah, 4 stabs out of 5 for I Know What You Did Last Summer. So there you go, there is my review for this one. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Are you all hyped for the requel I Know What You Did Last Summer? Also, we do have I Still Know What You Did Last Summer to cover, so like I said, we'll get to that. And we'll get to this new one eventually too. But anyway, for now, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, and I'll be seeing you soon. And until next time, don't have nightmares.